Hello everybody, I'm John, this is JP Strategic Investments, and today I want to talk about 3 reasons why I think we're going to see some blowout holiday shopping numbers this season, especially with Cyber Monday and Black Friday, as well as 2 stocks that I think are going to benefit in a big way from these numbers. So let's jump right into it. The first reason that I think we're actually going to get some blowout numbers this holiday season is because a lot of states are actually giving out stimulus checks right now for a variety of reasons. Some of you guys may have already gotten some of these. Some of you guys might be aware of this, but a lot of people don't know about this. There are several states that are basically doing what the federal government did several months ago when they sent out $1,400 checks, $600 checks, and things like that. There are several states that are doing stimulus checks just based on income level. California, for example, where I live, they just sent out checks recently. I just got mine about a week ago. And they gave out checks anywhere from $600 to, I believe, $1,100 based on your income level. They just sent out more stimulus checks. And there are a bunch of different states that are doing stimulus checks just based on income level. There are some that are doing bonuses for people, anyone going back into the workforce from unemployment. So, there may be states giving $1,000, $2,000 for people getting back into the workforce. There are also a bunch of states just giving out money to teachers, almost like hazard pay is kind of how they're justifying it. Basically, teachers that have kind of gone through this whole thing with COVID, we had to go online, had to go, back in person, hybrid, all of this stuff. And so the states feel like, hey, we're going to reward our teachers for kind of what they've had to go through the last couple years or so. And so there are a bunch of states doing that as well. This is going to be a lot of just extra money going into this holiday shopping season for a lot of people out there. And we saw what these checks did last holiday season and just before last holiday season when the federal government sent out these checks. There were huge spikes in holiday shopping, especially online shopping and things like that. And there's actually some data around this on the first 2 federal stimulus checks and kind of how they were spent. And the first one that came out in April and May, most of that money was actually spent on necessities, household expenses that needed to be paid. Remember, during that time, unemployment was very high. A lot of people were out of their jobs, and there was a lot of uncertainty still around what was really going to happen with COVID. So a lot of that money was spent, on things that just needed to be bought for the household regular expenses. But by the time the second stimulus check came out, there was actually a big shift in spending. Unemployment had greatly decreased, right? We started to recover very quickly, and a lot more of that money got just spent on discretionary goods, things that people just wanted to buy, TVs, phones, things like that, or it went into retirement savings or just directly into the stock market, things like that. And that was a big boost to a few different stocks, if you guys remember, which we'll get into in a second. Before that, though, I want to get into the other 2 reasons why I think there could be a big boost in spending this holiday season. And the next reason has to do with supply chain constraints. Obviously, there's a lot of shortages of things right now, and there are some worries that that might lead to some lower sales just because companies might not actually be able to sell as many products if they don't have those products or they don't have the materials to make those products. The thing is, though, is that is definitely going to lead to a lot of early shopping from people, which could really, really boost. We could see some big Black Friday numbers, big Cyber Monday big Cyber Monday sales numbers, because a lot of people are shopping early. And so that could really boost those numbers. Now, in regard to the supply chain shortages, will that affect, how much these companies are actually able to sell? Probably to an extent. There is some evidence that we're starting to see some easing there and that companies are able to get more of a supply. But the last reason is actually kind of counteracting some of that and using that to the company's advantage. And that is that if there is a shortage, right, and if there's a big enough demand, especially for early shopping, then even for Black Friday and Cyber Monday, when we usually see really big discounts from these companies, everybody goes shopping because there's all these deals for Black Friday and for Cyber Monday, we might not actually see that big of a discount because these companies know there's not a lot of product to go around and there's a ton of people that want it. So we could see some much higher margins, much higher profit margins than we normally see from Black Friday sales for these companies, which one is just going to push the overall sales numbers up because the revenue will be higher, but two, it will be more to those bottom lines of these companies, these bigger companies that are benefiting from this increase in sales. And so that brings me to the last part, which is which stocks do I think are going to benefit the most from this? And for me, it's Amazon and Apple. One, for Amazon, just we all know tons of people buy on Amazon during holiday season. And not only that, but a lot of people buy last minute from Amazon, and they're going to be able to charge through the roof to get these products where people want them before Christmas, right? There are always those people who wait until a couple weeks or even a week before Christmas, and they want to buy their stuff and make sure it gets there before Christmas. The average chaos that we normally see around last minute shopping and last minute shipping for Christmas is just going to be compounded by the supply chain shortage, and people are still going to want their gifts on time, and they're going to be willing to pay, and Amazon is just going to take a ton of profits there from being able to charge more for shipping. On that note, we could actually see also FedEx, another company, kind of benefit from that as well, on a little side note. But I think Amazon is going to be a much bigger benefit because not only are they selling all these products, but they're also, doing that shipping as well. So they get to benefit from both. And finally, with Amazon, there's going to be a ton more online shopping this year, and their AWS platform is going to be kind of in the background on a lot of those other online shopping platforms, helping run those platforms, and Amazon is going to be bringing in a lot of money from that. When we get to Apple, this is where we get a lot into those checks. Most of the time, and this is more so just my intuition and from people that I've talked to, I don't have any hard data on this, but you can tell me in the comments if you agree or don't agree. Most of the time, if you have more money to spend on gifts that you're going to spend, usually you're going to get more expensive gifts or better gifts instead of maybe getting more gifts, right? Most people, if they're going to get gifts for their family, right, and they have $100 to get gifts versus they have $600 to get gifts because they just got this $600 check, they're going to just get better gifts rather than get, more gifts than they would have gotten in the future. And that is where a lot of people are maybe going to go for the latest iPhone for a gift. They're going to go for AirPods, Apple Watch, all those things like that. And so that's why I think Apple is going to benefit in a big way from this. So that's what I think about this. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this upcoming holiday season, what stocks you think are going to benefit from it. Other than that, I will see you guys next time, and have a great day.